we're done. But he still decided just to try. And it turns out Jocelyn did leave him tickets. So Tedros takes the tickets, goes to see Jocelyn in the dressing room, and then she's, taken back control. Now she's the authority figure. And this is supposed to show the development how she's no longer like, a puppet or putty in the hands of Tedros. But it actually still feels like that's the same thing because she can't live without him, which she makes pretty clear. He is the love of her life. And she makes that very clear to him. So it seems like the power was still on Tedros' side, so they didn't even tell the story of Jocelyn getting out from a manipulative, abusive situation and getting out of a fucking cult. It had her going right back in the very end. And it even had a deplorable scene where Tedros picks up the hairbrush that Jocelyn talked about her mom abusing her with. There was a very, uncomfortable scene from like episode 3 where she opens up about how her mom used to abuse her in order to push her to make the best possible music, and Tedros is like, give me that hairbrush. And then he starts beating the shit out of her with the hairbrush to try and help her realize her potential. So Tedros is in the dressing room here in the finale. He sees that brush and he's like, this is the hairbrush your mom abused you with, right? And she says, yeah. And then he turns it over and he's like, but it's new. And then she just looks at him back in the mirror. I'm not even making that up. That's a real scene here. And then she goes on stage and all of the music execs are celebrating like Tedros is finally out of the picture. This awful person is finally gone. And Jocelyn goes on stage and says, Tedros, come out here. And then she just makes out with him in front of the entire stadium, who now knows that this guy is a pimp, like all kinds of horrible things about him, and calls him the love of her life and that he's hers forever. And then instructs him just to go watch backstage. I couldn't have envisioned a worse ending for this show. I mean that. It accomplishes nothing. It doesn't deliver any message at all. And in fact, the only semblance of a message that it does deliver is a very disgusting one. Jocelyn never breaks free from the mind control spell of Tedros. She is still under the complete control of the sexual shaman here, where she can't live without him. And he is still legitimately a horrible person who, from the very beginning, was manipulating her. And she still invites him openly back into her life to share the spotlight with her. It's just baffling. If they wanted to write it where it's like a complete flip, where Jocelyn's the one in control now, then they really missed the mark. Like, dreadfully. She did have a moment where, like, she is the authority figure and kicks Tedros out, but then they don't commit to it and just bring Tedros back. Like, and he hasn't changed. There is no development for Tedros. From the very beginning, he hasn't fucking changed at all as a character. It's so weird. And I haven't even covered all of it. This is probably only half of, like, the plot points that don't make any sense or the plot lines that they just forgot about or abandoned. It's just truly awful. The Idol is, without a doubt, one of the worst shows they've ever really made. And I know that's like a big claim to make, but I'm talking on a big budget scale. Of course, there's like, really low budget shit that just gets, vomited out on like a direct to DVD, season, or on some TV channel like CW pumps out awful seasons of shit all the time. But as far as big budget and like big name shows go, I think this is the worst. 5 episodes of nothing worthwhile at all. Nothing even remotely coming close to even resembling something of value. It's horrible. The only audience that could ever really appreciate it is just people that are there to watch porn, basically. That's it. That's the whole show. It's so bad. But yeah, I mean, I finished it. The season's over, which is nice. Now we don't have any more of The Idol, which is a good thing. I don't think they're getting a season 2. That's for damn sure. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to kind of just, for my own sanity, just rant and vent about what I just watched here. That's really about it.